Good afternoon, Dean Bui, esteemed faculty, dedicated staff, and my fellow graduates. And of course, a special welcome to all the parents who invested heavily in our education, especially at a time when generative AI can pass the bar exam, write code, and apparently ace business school. The good news is that this speech was written 100% by a human being who actually went to process. The bad news, that means all the mistakes are undoubtedly mine. So 2 years ago, I got an email. The subject line, Brandeis International Business School admission decision. I opened it. I got in. But here's the thing. Despite my joy, I experienced a moment of self-doubt. A voice in my head said, are you sure about this? Are you really going to walk away from a career in software engineering, move to a different part of the country, and start all over again? The email I'd been waiting for was finally here. And all I could think of was, what if I'm making a mistake? Has this ever happened to you? You finally get what you've been working hard towards, and then you question and wonder if you're making a mistake. I see some nodding heads, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Fast forward to today, I'm here, graduating from Brandeis with an MBA. And let me just say this, every minute at Brandeis was worth it. Brandeis may be small, but we are mighty. Brandeis teaches us humility, to ask questions, to lean on others, to admit when we don't know something. That means professors knew our name. When we struggled, someone noticed. Strangers became study partners became friends, and friends became our Brandeis family. And let's be honest, those late nights at SACAR, last-minute group projects, panic-fueled coffee runs before case competitions, they became some of the best memories of our lives. So to that voice of self-doubt 2 years ago, that decision to come to Brandeis, it changed my life. And I bet it changed yours too. At Brandeis, we are constantly reminded that none of us got here alone. We stand on the shoulders of giants, parents, professors, mentors, friends. They believed in us before we believed in ourselves. For some of you, that giant was a professor pushing you to think bigger about global markets, emerging economies. For others, it was a career coach helping you find your voice when you needed to walk into an interview with confidence. And for some, it was an alumni opening doors maybe you didn't even know existed. For me, the most significant of those giants was Professor Dan Bergstresser. Second semester, I was taking his fixed income securities class. I loved it. I thought I had it all figured out. And then I took the midterm. And I barely passed. Barely. For the first time in my life, I had to face something uncomfortable. I had failed. Not completely, but close enough. I walked into his office and said, Professor, I don't know what happened. And here's what he didn't say. He didn't say, you didn't study enough, or maybe finance isn't for you. Instead, he said, Hardik, let's fix it together. Professor Bergstresser didn't just help me understand fixed income securities. He helped me understand failure and the role it plays in success. Sometimes a giant in your life is a professor who sees you when you can't see yourself. So take a moment right now. Think about who that giant is for you. And don't forget to thank them today. These mentors taught us more than business strategy. They taught us how to think, how to feel, and how to grow. And as I leave this place, 3 of those lessons stand out to me. 3 things worth compounding into the rest of our lives. Lesson 1, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. All my life, perfectionism has stood in the way of achievement. How many of you have spent 3 hours perfecting a slide deck, which probably everyone maybe looked for 30 seconds? Yeah, me too. That's the perfectionism trap. It costs us time, effort, energy, confidence. I now realize that the quest for perfection is sometimes fear dressed up as high standards. In systems theory, Gall's law states that every complex system that works started simply. Amazon, a bookstore. Apple, 2 guys in a garage. And every successful company that we studied in our strategy classes, they all started small. They all started imperfect. You and I are starting simple too. And that's not just okay. That's the only way to greatness. So whatever we build next, let's not try to be unicorns on day one. Let's be horses, excellent horses. Because we cannot compound perfection. We can only compound progress. So start simple, start now. Second lesson, compound interest is very important. In life, time compounds, relationships compound, integrity compounds. The friend you help today might open a door for you 18 years from now. The honest decision you make today might save your reputation 25 years from now. Look around this room. Some of these people will be your co-founders, your investors, your board members, your emergency contacts. The relationships we built here over the past 2 years, those are going to compound over the next 30 years. But here's the catch. Bad habits compound too. Cut corners today. In 10 years, you'll be known as somebody who cuts corners. You cannot be honest only when it's convenient, or invest in relationships only when you need something. So let's invest in things that age well. Your reputation, guard it like it's worth $1 million, because in 20 years, it will be. Your relationships, keep your people close. Your work, when you say you will do something, do it. Every single time. We are all starting at year zero. What we put in today, our character, our integrity, that's what compounds over the next 30 years. So choose your investments wisely. And here's my third lesson. Money is like oxygen. Let's just say it out loud, because at business school, we earned the right to talk about this. Money matters. We are not embarrassed to admit that. We weren't born to breathe, but we can't survive 3 minutes without oxygen. Money works the same way. It's not the point of life, but it enables us to build the life we want. It lets us take risks, support our families, and say no to things that don't align with our values. Be smart with it. Compound it through good decisions. But never, never let it become the only thing you compound. Because we can't take it with us, but we can use it to open doors for others. Class of 2026. The decisions we make today to stay humble when we could be arrogant, to keep learning when we could coast, to treat people well when no one's watching, to tell the truth when a lie would be easier. Those decisions compound over decades. So play the long game. Compound the good stuff. Because if we're lucky, the life you're building is not a sprint to 30. It's a marathon to an 80 or 100. Brandeis taught us humility, that we need people, that growth happens in uncomfortable spaces. Brandeis doesn't produce people who never fail. It produces people who know what to do when they fail. So look around, one more time. These are your people. This is your tribe. So yes, we are Brandesians. We are smart, we are agile, we are ready to punch above our weight together. Class of 2026, difficult times will test our resilience. They always do. But here's what I know. We don't face them alone. We have each other. We have this community. We have the values Brandeis instilled in us. The world needs what Brandesians have: conviction, compassion, and courage. So let's go out there and compound some greatness. Thank you.